Did you know most people lose thousands of pounds or dollars every year? Not because of bad luck, but because of simple, avoidable money mistakes. It's shocking, but true. Research shows that in the UK alone, nearly 60% of adults have less than £1,000 in savings. In the US, almost two-thirds of households live paycheck to paycheck. Why? It's not always about low income. It's often because of the way people manage their money. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into the 10 biggest personal finance mistakes people make. I'll not only explain what they are, but also show you real-life examples, statistics, and proven strategies to fix them. Stick around until the end, because avoiding just a few of these mistakes could literally change your financial future. Mistake number 1: living without a budget. Think about this. Would you ever start building a house without a blueprint? Of course not. But that's exactly what millions of people do with their finances. A recent study by Money Advice Service found that nearly 8 in 10 UK adults don't keep a regular budget. That means they have no idea where their money goes each month. Here's a scenario. Let's say you earn £2,000 after tax. You think your bills and rent take up about £1,200? That leaves £800, which should be plenty for food, transport, and savings. But somehow, at the end of the month, your account balance is nearly zero. Why? Because without tracking, all those small purchases, Uber rides, Deliveroo, impulse Amazon buys, quietly drain your cash. Fix. Start with the 50-30-20 rule. 50% of income ill needs, rent, bills, groceries. 20% ill wants, entertainment, dining out. 20% ill savings and debt repayment. It doesn't need to be complicated. You can use free apps like Emma, Yolt, or Mint to track spending automatically, or even a simple Excel sheet. The point is, until you give your money a plan, it will control you, not the other way around. Mistake number 2, relying on credit cards and debt. Credit cards are like fire. Used wisely, they're helpful. Misused, and they burn everything. Here's a fact. The average UK household has over £2,000 in credit card debt. In the US, it's even worse. The average household owes around £6,000. And the interest? Often 18% to 25%. That means if you only pay the minimum, a £2,000 debt can take 10 years to clear. Many people fall into the trap of thinking, I'll just put it on the card and worry later. But later, the bill doubles. Fix. Always pay your balance in full each month. If you already have debt, use the debt snowball or avalanche method. Snowball. Pay smallest debts first to stay motivated. Avalanche. Pay highest interest first to save money long term. Also, avoid buy now, pay later schemes. Klarna and others may sound convenient, but they often encourage overspending on things you don't need. Mistake number 3, no emergency fund. Life is unpredictable. One car breakdown, one medical bill, one lost job can destroy years of progress. A 2023 survey found that 41% of Brits wouldn't be able to handle an unexpected £850 expense without borrowing. In the US, 57% of people can't cover a $1,000 emergency. What happens then? You reach for a credit card or take out a loan. Debt piles up and the cycle continues. Fix. Build an emergency fund. Start with just £500 or £1,000, then aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses. Keep it in a separate savings account. not your current account, so you don't accidentally spend it. This single step alone can give you peace of mind like nothing else. Mistake number 4, ignoring small expenses. Let me ask you this: what's more dangerous? One giant hole in a ship or 100 tiny leaks? For most people, it's the leaks that sink the boat. That 3 coffee every morning, that 10 Netflix subscription, that 15 takeaway once a week. It doesn't feel like much. But over a year, that's thousands gone. In fact, research shows the average UK household overspends by about £500 a year on small, unplanned purchases. Fix. Track your spending for just 30 days. Write down every penny. At the end, highlight the things you didn't really need. Cutting even half of those could free up hundreds every month. Mistake number 5, no long-term investing. Many people save, but they never invest. They think money sitting in a bank account is safe. But here's the problem: inflation. If inflation is 5% and your bank pays 1%, your money is losing 4% value every year. That means £10,000 today will only buy £6,000 worth of goods in 20 years. Fix. Start investing. The earlier, the better. If you're in the UK, look into stocks and AMP, shares ISAs. In the US, 401ks or Roth IRAs. Even just £200 a month invested in an index fund with average returns of 7% grows to over £250,000 in 30 years. The best time to start was yesterday. The second best time is today. Mistake number 6, timing the market. This mistake ruins even experienced investors. They try to predict the market. When prices rise, they rush in. When prices fall, they panic and sell. The result? Buy high, sell low. Example: during the 2020 crash, many people sold their stocks at huge losses. But within just a year, markets had fully recovered. Those who stayed, invested, doubled their money. Those who panicked, lost it. Fix. Don't time the market. Use dollar cost averaging. Invest the same amount every month, no matter what. Think long-term, 10, 20, 30 years. Remember, time in the market beats timing the market. Mistake number 7, not having insurance. Most people think insurance is boring until they desperately need it. One illness, one accident, can wipe out years of savings. In fact, medical bills are a leading cause of bankruptcy in the US. Fix. Get the basics. Health insurance. Life insurance if you have dependents. Income protection if you rely on your salary. Think of insurance as a seatbelt. You don't expect to crash every day, but when it happens, it saves your life. Mistake number 8, lifestyle inflation. This one is sneaky. You get a raise at work. Instead of saving the extra money, you upgrade your car, your holidays, your wardrobe. This is called lifestyle inflation. And it's why many people earn 6 figures but are still broke. Example: a person earning £30,000 may save £5,000 a year. But when they earn £60,000, instead of saving £15,000, they're still saving £5,000. Why? Because expenses grew with income. Fix. When your income rises, keep your lifestyle the same, at least for a while. Save or invest the difference. This is how wealth is built quietly over time. Mistake number 9, not learning about taxes. Here's a secret. The wealthy don't avoid taxes because of loopholes. They avoid them because they understand the system. Most people don't. They overpay or miss out on legal benefits. In the UK, many people don't use their full ISA allowance of £20,000 per year, which is tax-free. In the US, people don't max out 401ks or Roth IRAs. Fix. Spend a few hours learning the basics of your country's tax system. Understand deductions, allowances, and retirement accounts. This knowledge could save you thousands every year. Mistake number 10, no financial goals. Finally, drifting without goals. Imagine you're driving a car with no destination. You'll waste fuel, waste time, and probably end up nowhere important. That's what happens when you don't set financial goals. You earn, you spend, but nothing changes. Fix. Set smart goals, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. For example, I want to save £10,000 in 3 years for a house deposit. Or I want to retire at 55 with £500,000 invested. When you have a goal, you have motivation. So there you have it. The 10 biggest personal finance mistakes most people make. Living without a budget. Drowning in debt. Ignoring small expenses. Skipping insurance. And drifting without goals. But here's the good news. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to avoid these traps. Because when you do, you'll already be ahead of 90% of people. Now, tell me in the comments, which of these mistakes are you guilty of? Let's start an honest discussion. If you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe to WealthWise, and share this video with someone who needs it. And remember, every small financial decision today adds up to financial freedom tomorrow.